Let's. Where were. Okay. So, unfortunately, it's still way too hot for me doing this right now. It's currently 99 degrees. So, I'll try to get at least hours worth of work done. Then we'll reconvene later. But so far, this is definitely going by pretty good. So, enough dilly dallying. Let's just get right to it. Let's. All right. Maybe we can do this. I did say we were going to talk about the mass. Okay. It's good. All right. So by 2:30, I'll try to be done because again, it's 99 degrees out. And for some weird reason, they haven't turned on the AC yet, so I am not trying to. About the generations. Spell. About the generations. I am totally gonna put to that. That's fine. And we can go into a little bit more detail about this. We're not going to talk about the keep it in the family aspect because I already kind of alluded to that in regards to Rio. We don't need to go into detail about that again. And we're just adding a little bit of fluff here. But you have to, one more. We can reference our play here. We'll lose our play. Okay. Let's see, how's this? The Nanaya clan was not merely a normal family. Throughout the generations, they were molded to kill things that should not exist with efficiency, whether it was demons or any other natural blight that lurks in the dark. Always proofread your stuff, because you find mistakes like this that lurks in the dark. To be born a Narnia was to be born to slaughter. Their very movements were weapons. Their breathing, calculated, their heartbeat, trained to quicken at the scent of blood. They weren't allowed to be human, only tools. But we can't even say massacre. They were just straight up annihilated. It pretty much wasn't right. Like Coma and Pals, they pretty much just destroy him. Survival is an act of cruelty disguised as it's weird in this situation because he literally was spared on the ground. Okay, okay. We'll probably have to fix that. We'll fix this later because I always misspell his name, so I'm just gonna dub him as Oculus Spawn. I always misspell his name, so I'm gonna fact check myself later. Makihisa or some shit like that. He's dead. Long story short, he's dead. Alright. So let me highlight this so I can know I actually need to change this later. I'm gonna barely mention him because, ugh, God, it's gonna be annoying if I have to deal with three Shikis again. Ryogi was easy. Well, Ryogi is fine. Just going back and forth between Ryogi and the male persona was annoying because I had to stop myself from naming. I had to stop myself from calling Ryogi Shiki when I was referring to Shiki, the boy, the boy persona. This one. Ugh, it's not that bad. Still, gotta catch myself. Okay. So we're gonna read this over. We'll see how this sounds. Okay. The Nanya clan was not merely a normal family. Yikes. Throughout the generation, they were molded to kill things that should not exist with efficiency, whether it was demons or any other unnatural blight that lurks in the dark. To be born a Nanya was to be born to slaughter. Their very movements were weapons, their breathing calculated, their heartbeat trained to quicken at the sense of blood. They weren't allowed to be human, only tools, but this would change one fateful night. The entire clan will be annihilated by Kishimoto and a Tohno family-led raid. The sole survivor, a young boy, that young boy named Shiki Nanaya. He was never meant to be spared. His survival was an act of cruelty disguised as mercy. After the Nanya clan was exterminated by the Tohno family, he would be taken in by those who murdered his bloodline. Aki's father brought him into the Tohno household not out of kindness, but mockery. He shared the same name as his own son, Shiki. He would he would be spared on the whim, a joke carved in flesh. I like it. Okay, that's good. How long have I been streaming this? Damn, it's already 15 minutes. Holy shit. Again, I'm not going to stream that long because it's like 100 degrees. I'm not trying to die. Because once we heat cat over here, all hell is breaks loose. Okay. How should I follow this up? As usual, unless you're an adult, don't drink. Not always lingers. Okay, so we have to mention that. All right. Allowed a lot because I'm gonna word this in this very specific way. Be specific here because this little part's gonna be annoying because I'm referring to both of them as. I'm gonna prefer the one that's not as Tohno here, it's just as Shiki Nanaya because if I fuck this up, I'm gonna get so mad. Nazu, I hate so much at times. But all right, we got this. Right to mention that it's not it's not important. It's not it is important, but not for this narrative. He should be dead, but Akiha kind of like yeah, did that, did the thingy. It's the type of shit that keeps me up at night, trying to put things together in the Nasuverse. So it's interesting. Damn, holy crap, there's a lot of details. Go fix that. What's more detail about that later? Again, I'm just Spark Notes version until it cools off and I can actually write the proper explanation. It's already getting hot as fuck. Yeah, I think a lot. Okay, interesting. That was weird. Huh. All right, I will deal with that in a little. That's okay. Okay. All right. Kind of does teach him the ways of the world in a sense. She would teach. No, we won't write that. We won't write. She would. She again. Mentioning that she took a mental role is enough. But the biggest thing right now is you have to mention that she gave him the eyes, the sunglasses. untrue with her. Trying to word this in a way that I can't do it verbatim right now because I don't have the visual novel. But it's when he cut the tree and she smacks the shit out of him. I was like, yeah, everything is living. But all right, should we with this? We're not about telling him, but not about telling him that. That's honestly the best way I can actually go about it without even without like giving myself a damn headache. Okay. Okay, we're not going to do that. There we go. I hate Ronan so much. Okay, now I have to be. And I know I kind of trying to put the ball a little bit. Kind of, sort of. Alright. Jesus Christ. This is long as hell. Okay. The Nanaya clan was not merely a normal family. Throughout the generations, they were molded to kill things that should not exist with efficiency, whether it was demons or any other natural blight that lurks in the dark. To be born a Nanaya was to be born to slaughter. Their very movements were weapons, their breathing calculated, their heartbeat trained to quicken the scent of blood. They weren't allowed to be human, only tools. But this would change one fateful night. The entire clan will be annihilated by Kishimakoma and the Tohno and Tohno family that grave. Sole survivor, a young boy. That young boy named Shiki Nanaya. He was never meant to be spared. His survival was an act of cruelty disguised as mercy. After the Nanaya clan was exterminated by the Tohno family, he would be taken in by those who murdered his bloodline. Akia's father brought him into the Tohno household, not out of kindness, but mockery. He shared the same name as his own son, Shiki. He would later be spared on a whim. A joke carved in flesh. But names are not erasures. Trauma lingers. Even if he lived in comfort, the blood of his lineage didn't leave him. It just mainly lay dormant until the time came for it to resurface. A major turning point would happen while he lived in the Tohno household. True heir of the Tohno family, Shiki, was an unstable. Jesus Christ. Unstable. Who'll read your shit? Mistakes like that. Was an unstable child due to the demonic blood that flowed through his veins. One day, Shiki attempted to kill his younger sister Akiha, and Shiki Nanaya took the blow. No. We'll just call him Tohno here, because he's technically just Tohno right now. And Tohno took the blow and saved her, but not without a cost. He would be left at death's door, mortally wounded when he received the blow. He was only saved when Akiha bestowed a gift upon him, thus saving his life. This moment is critical because he survived a near-death experience, and because of this, he acquires mystic eyes of depth perception, which allowed him to see Jesus Christ. Which allowed him to see the depth of all things through lines and points that appeared on anything living. These eyes would become a never-ending sense of dread on him. Dread for him. These eyes would become a never-ending sense of dread for him because they would always remain active. Okay, we're definitely gonna fix that. He would always see lines and points in his vision. After surviving these chain of events, he would be hospitalized or recover. While hospitalized, he would meet Alko Aozaki, who would be a central person in his life going forward. She would bestow upon him a special pair of glasses that she would tactically acquire from her older sister. Pretty much she stole the shit out of him. That's what tactically. She would bestow upon him a special pair of glasses that she would tactically acquire from her older sister. While not a direct cure for mystic eyes or depth perception, the glasses would mitigate the lines and points while he wore them, thus helping with the mental strain. It's helping with the mental strain they were giving him. If staying true to her mysterious aura, Alko would disappear, but not without telling him that everything around him is living. If he uses his eyes to cut something, he is effectively killing that specific thing. After he, all right, word, I'm just like bugging out right now. He recovered from the hospital. He would be sent to the Arima family. This branch family had little to no demonic blood flowing through his veins. He would remain there for an extended period. Okay. I'm gonna have to go through this all over again. I was speed running typing because of how hot it is, but okay. that's a good session we had. Fortunately, I do got to take a break because it's hot as hell in here. I'll be back later tonight when the sun goes down, and we'll continue working on this. But we're making good progress. Other than that, see people later. Be back in